In this video, I am going to teach how to find first in the parser. First is nothing but leftmost element of the right side of the production. So here the first of x is a. These are all the steps to finding the first values. Before to find the first, you should remove the left recursion and ambiguous present in your productions. After removing it, you can list out what are the non-terminal present in this grammar. Then you can check the first encountered element for each production. In this production, the first of x is small a. If the first element is non-terminal, then you can find the first of that non-terminal and copy it into the first of x. So following these steps, you can easily find the first element of the given grammar. Let's see one example. Here, the terminals are small c and small d. Non-terminals are capital S and capital C. So we find the first of capital S and capital C. The rule started from capital S. So the first element is capital C. If the first element is capital C, you can find the first of capital C and then copy it into the first of S. So we first find the first of capital C. The first element is small c. So I can add the small c here. In the next rule, the first element is small d. Both the elements are terminal, so I can directly add it. Then I can add these two elements in the first of S also. You can cross-check this answer using this parse method. Expand the starting symbol by using this given productions. C can be expanded either small c capital C or C can be expanded into small d. So the first element of capital C is small c and small d. These two elements also the first element of capital S. In a second example, this grammar having the left recursion. Left recursion happened in this third rule. By applying the formula, we can eliminate the left recursion like this. After removing left recursion, the grammar should be rewritten. Then you can find the first of the non-terminal only. So I can write like this. For finding the first of capital S, for the first rule, the first element is open bracket. So I can add this open bracket in the list of first. Then in the second rule, the first element is small a. This is terminal, so I can add small a in this list. So the first of S is over. Then I go to the first of L. For finding first of L, this is the only rule starting with L. So the first element is capital S. That means first of capital S can be copied into first of capital L. So open bracket and A can be copied here. Then next I go to the finding first of L dash. These two rules for starting with L dash. The first element is comma, so I can add comma here. Then the first element is epsilon, so I can add epsilon also. So this is the first element of all the non-terminals in the given grammar. In example 3, in this grammar, there are two left recursions are there. First I remove these left recursions one by one. Then I rewrite this grammar after left recursion. Before finding first and follow, it is better to rewrite your grammar for each line having a single production. List out what are the terminals and non-terminals available in this grammar. For finding first of E, the first element is capital T. Capital T is non-terminal. So I try to find the first of T. First of T is F. F is also a non-terminal. So I try to find the first of F. First of F is open bracket and ID. So I can write the open bracket and ID as the first element of E. Then I move to the first of E dash. In first of E dash, the first element is plus. So I add plus here. Then in the third rule, the first element is epsilon. In first of T, the first element is capital F. It is a non-terminal. So I try to find the first of F. First of F is open bracket and ID. So I add open bracket and ID as the first element of T. For the first element of T dash, the leftmost element is asterisk symbol. So I add the asterisk symbol here. Then in the another rule, the first element is epsilon. And last non-terminal is capital F. The first element is open bracket and ID. So this is the first element of the given grammar. One more shortcut method is that you can use this method or you can cross-check your answer using this method. When you find the first of particular non-terminal, you can draw the corresponding rule in this parse tree method. So in this example, I am going to find the first of capital E. First of capital E having the only one rule here. So I can draw this rule like this. So the very first element is capital T. Capital T is non-terminal. It cannot be added as the first element. So I try to expand capital T using this rule. So t can be expanded ft dash. This is the very first element and this is also a non-terminal. So I try to expand this f using these two rules. For the first rule, this is the first element. So I add the open bracket as the first element of capital E and f having another rule, that is id. So id is the terminal. So id also added as the first element of capital E. Keep it in mind, open bracket and id is the first element of capital F, capital T and capital G. If you find the first of capital F, so the first element is open bracket, here the first element is id. Both the elements are terminal, so I add these two elements in the first of F. Why we are finding the first value in predictive parser? Using the first value only, your predictive parser decide which production rule is suitable for applying the derivation process. I hope you understand what is first element and how to find the first elements from the given grammar. You can try this problem and cross check your answer.